think life lessons and body safety and all these subjects are so important. They're as important as learning maths and English and science. If our children aren't prepared for life, then they're not going to learn properly.
Welcome to Lessons for Life. I'm Gabby.
And I'm Marnie.
And today we're interviewing
Chrissy Sykes from My Body is My Body. Chrissy, thank you for being here. How are you today?
I'm very well, thank you. And I'm very pleased to be with both of you today. Thank you.
Can you tell us about your work you do for My Body is My Body? Is this something you started?
This is something I started about 34 years ago, so a long time before you two were born. And it's a program to teach children about their bodies and how to look after their bodies and how to be empowered about their bodies. It's all done through music and positive things, positive messages, positive songs. So it's a fun way of teaching all children about, as I say, about body safety and being able to speak up.
I love how you incorporate an important topic in a fun way.
Yeah, it's important that we talk and learn in fun ways, because body safety is such a sort of important subject. So making it fun and making it positive is really, really important for all children. And we start teaching children at about 3 or 4. So it's really a nice way to grow up, being empowered with your bodies.
What is your end goal for your work?
My end goal is to reach as many children as we possibly can, so that they can grow up safe and empowered and confident young people, so that they can explore life and be positive and not be abused in any way. We want our message to just reach as many kids as possible. So we work in over 60 countries at the moment, and we've got our program in over 30 languages. So our team has taught about 2.7 million children already, but we want to reach many, many, many more.
That's surprising.
We're interviewing you as part of the Lessons for Life campaign. Why do you think the Lessons for Life campaign is important?
I think Lessons for Life campaign is of the utmost importance, because things have changed so much for children. You know, over the last 20 years, life has changed. You know, the internet has taken over. The kids have got so much more to deal with. So you used to have bullying at school, but now if you've got phones and tablets and things, you can have other sort of negative experiences. And we need to prepare children for all of that. And I think there's not enough going on in schools to teach children. I think life lessons and body safety and all these subjects are so important. They're as important as learning maths and English and science. If our children aren't prepared for life, then they're not going to learn properly. So Lessons for Life is just such an important campaign. So we really need to be behind this campaign so we can get all these important lessons into schools for all of you.
That is really important. We both agree.
What problems in society do you think education can fix?
A lot of people that have mental health issues at the moment, I think that will change drastically if we can get Lessons for Life into schools, because a lot of children are not learning how to deal with problems, and we're not talking enough. So more communication will equal better mental health issues. And I think people will just grow up knowing more, being emboldened and being more aware of things, and also being able to speak about problems. A lot of times I think children don't have the capacity to tell others because they don't know if it's okay to talk. They're not sure how to tell, who to tell. And we've got to give all of you these important lessons so you can thrive.
Can you tell us what the word emboldened means?
Emboldened means to be empowered. And that's what we were talking about, being empowered with your body to be emboldened. And it's really important, again, like I say, if you can learn to be emboldened with your body and know your personal space and know what you like, know what you don't like, and let other people know what you like and what you don't like. That is to be emboldened.
We're now at the back to school segment. What was your experience with life skills lessons or PSHE when you were in school?
Okay, when I was at school, it was a long time ago, and I went to school in Africa. So we didn't have any life skills, no PSHE. We just had general lessons, and we were kind of left to ourselves to sort things out. It was more of a time because Africa's kind of behind England in education, and it was more of a time where people didn't talk about problems and we didn't discuss things. So anything we learned, we had to learn by making mistakes and figuring them out ourselves, which is not the best way.
Africa, that's a long way away.
It is a long way away.
When did you move to the UK?
I moved to the UK about 30 years ago. I went from Africa to Nashville, Tennessee, because I'm a singer and a songwriter, and I wanted to do some stuff in Nashville, Tennessee. And actually where I started the My Body is My Body program, doing it through music. So then I moved back to England about 30 years ago. So I've lived in a lot of different places.
That's such an interesting story.
Thank you. It's been an interesting life. It has. But I love what I do now, working with children and working with communities to make better and safer communities. It's a lot of fun, and it's really positive because I get to work with so many people from so many different countries. It's really a lot of fun.
We're now going to test your knowledge. The topic is relationships. Question number 1. What does personal space mean, and why is it important?
Personal space is really important because we need to show people that our bodies are important to us and our personal space is important. So if you don't like being kissed or hugged or people coming too close to you, you have a right to say, please don't do that, or please don't kiss me, or please don't touch me, because we all have the right to say, this is my personal space, and I don't like that. And I think that is such an important lesson that we need to teach people, because sometimes as kids, when we go out, people will say, oh, go kiss so-and-so or go hug so-and-so. And you go, oh, I don't really want to, but people will encourage you to. And I think we all need to learn to say, no, I don't want to do that. Thank you very much. I'll go and shake somebody's hand, or I'll say hello nicely and politely. But this is my personal space. So personal space is really, really important to everybody, whether you're a child or a grown-up. It's our space that we're entitled to.
That is really important. Some people don't like being touched.
No, that exactly. And some people don't mind hugging. But I think it's really important that we learn that we have a right to say what we do with our bodies. It also leads into peer pressure. When you are pressured into doing something because everybody's doing it, don't be left out. You can learn to say, no, actually, I don't want to do that. Learning those lessons young is very important to everybody. Because as you grow up, you can learn to take control of your body and your life.
Question number 2. What should you do if someone makes you feel uncomfortable?
Well, if somebody makes you feel uncomfortable, you have a right to say, no, I don't want to do that. One of the biggest things that we teach children in the My Body is My Body program is to speak up. We have to learn to speak up. I know, again, as children, you feel sometimes, oh, I can't really say no, or I don't feel comfortable doing that. But we need to listen to our feelings. And if something makes us feel uncomfortable, we have a right at whatever age we are to say, I don't like that. I don't want to do that. That makes me feel uncomfortable. So it's, again, learning to speak up, learning to take control of our space, of our personal space, our bodies.
Everybody has their own rights, and we should always respect that.
Absolutely. And it's not only your own body. We need to respect other people's bodies and their personal space. So it's learning about ours and then learning the respect to be aware of other people's personal space as well.
And the last question is it ever okay to keep a secret that makes you feel worried or scared?
No. In the My Body is My Body program, we've got a special song for that. Say no to secrets. If somebody's doing something to you, no matter what it is, that makes you feel uncomfortable or worried or scared, never, ever keep a secret. We always say in our program, we have secrets and we have surprises. Surprises are good. You know, if somebody's having a birthday or somebody's been bought a present and we're just keeping it quiet for a little while. But a surprise always has an ending, and it's usually a really good ending. So that's fine. We keep surprises, but we never keep secrets, especially if somebody's hurting us, if somebody's doing something that makes you feel uncomfortable, or just something that just feels wrong or off. You know, you kind of get those feelings inside. And we have a song for that. It's called If It Don't Feel Right, Don't Do It. The other thing is, if somebody doesn't listen to you when you tell them about these problems, then you go and tell somebody else. Don't think, oh, well, I've told somebody and they didn't listen to me, so obviously it's not important. It is important. If it worries you, go tell somebody else. And then keep telling till somebody listens to you and helps you with your problem.
Chrissy, can you tell me what has been your biggest life lesson to date?
Okay, my biggest life lesson is to not worry as much. I think so many times we worry about things like exams and who's going to say what, or what friend is going to say something about you or your hair or whatever. And it's all very not important. So I would say life lesson, don't worry as much in about the little things in life, because they usually go away.
That's a good one. If you could change one thing about education, what would it be?
I put life skills into education, more life skills, more body boundaries, more information so kids can deal with today's life. As I said earlier, I think children have got, things have changed so drastically. We have to change education drastically to fit with today's world. And that is definitely what I would change.
I mean, things have changed drastically for this generation as well. Our parents are always like, oh yeah, back in my day, this and this and this. So it has changed a lot.
It has changed a lot. And I think education needs to catch up. Otherwise, children are not going to cope. And I think, again, that's why we're having a lot of mental health issues, because children are not coping. So things have to change drastically to keep up with our times, our world, and what you all have got to deal with in today's world.
If you could teach children one thing before they leave primary school, what would it be?
I think to be proud of themselves, to be proud of their bodies, to learn how to speak up. I think it's all about being emboldened about themselves and taking control of their bodies. I really believe if they could go into high school with that knowledge, I think it would help them dramatically. So again, all about body safety, body boundaries, knowing your own personal space. I think that would help a lot of children.
Is there one life lesson that you wished you could have had at school, which would have a positive impact on you as an adult?
Yes, I think learning to speak up. I think I mentioned before when I was at school, we weren't taught any life skills, and I was bullied, and I think it would have really helped me if I was taught that there were people around me that I could have spoken to and got some help from. So I think the main thing that I would have liked in my school time would have been taught to speak up and speak out. It would have been really helpful.
I'm sorry to hear you experience that.
Thank you. But I got over it, and I ended up having to teach all this to other children. So hopefully my experiences, my negative experiences, have helped me be able to share positive things with other children.
It is always okay to speak up when necessary.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Always speak up.
Before we finish our interview today, is there anything else you would like to say to our listeners?
Yes, I'd like to say to them if they would like some more information about our program, which is free, by the way. We don't charge for anything we do. We've got courses, we've got lesson plans for teachers. So if there are any schools watching, we have our 6 songs, all in lesson plans, which you can work and use with PSHE. And it's all available on our website at mbimb.org. And so please have a look there. We've got loads of interesting stuff, how to introduce children to the internet and how to keep them safe, if they're getting new phones and new tablets and things like that. It's a great course that you can do with parents to introduce them to the internet. And then we've got the full My Body is My Body program in 30 different languages. So please explore. As I say, it's all free for everybody to use. And we just want to reach, as I say, as many children as we can, as many parents and schools, so that we can keep all our kids safe. That's the main thing. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here. We've loved talking to you.
I've loved talking to you both. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much.
To find out more, visit lessonsforlife.org.